Hi, I'm Shamika Patterson.
And I'm Lauren Gooden.
And we're the owners of the Yard right here.
Yeah. First, we'll start with Shamika's story.
I'm going to give you a little bit of background about myself. I'm Shamika Patterson. I was raised in the Philadelphia Housing Authority, the projects. I was raised there by my grandmother and my sister and brother. We were adopted. I found the love of hair when my aunt used to come and basically do my hair in different styles, different updos, different braids and crowns, and anything to just make me feel great. As I got older, I found my passion in hair, and not only in hair, but also my passion to give back to the community and to help others incorporate what I did as in my youthful years.
My story was a little different. I didn't quite grow up, I grew up in the suburbs. I didn't have such a love of hair other than like pretending that I had longer hair. My mom loved hair and she would always emphasize the importance of it, but I never really had a symbol for me. It just was like something that I liked to play with. But then once I kind of met Shamika, it took on a different meaning.
I met Lauren at another hair salon that I was working at. I think I worked at about 3 other upscale hair salons, and the one that I built my passion and found my passion at is the one where I met Lauren. The name of that salon was called Illuminations, and I think that's where I built and I found the most of my passion. There I worked with a master stylist and two other stylists, and I was the only assistant there. So there is where I built my book and my foundation in hair. I met Lauren there. She was a client to one of the stylists that worked there, and I assisted. And as I assisted, me and Lauren built a bigger relationship with each other.
She was one of the best things about that salon, and she stood out to me so much. From there, we sort of maintained a friendship, and then when I noticed or asked her that if she did children's hair, and she said yes, I'm like, okay. So then our friendship kind of unfolded from there. It became more personal when I would go over to her home and she would do my daughter's hair. And then after a number of months, Shamika started confiding in me. We started talking. Our friendship grew, and she told me that she really wanted to step out on her own and do something else, which is sort of where the hair salon came in. The idea kind of started. Shamika was ready for something different, and I just felt that I should help in some way. So in the beginning, there was a plan to get a hair salon. It needed a lot of work, and we really seemed to be up to the challenge. But it fell through. So we were looking around for other things when I was taking my daughter to school one day, and I passed this building. It had a for rent sign in the window, and I took a picture and I said, Shamika, do you like this? Like, what do you think? She got right back to me, and she's like, it's beautiful. I'm calling the guy right now. So once she reached out to him, she wasn't able to meet with him, so I was able to meet with him, and we kind of got the ball rolling. By the end of the week, we had secured this location. The name is a different story. Hair is Shamika's. H.A.I.R, formerly stood for Hair, Hustle, and I Reap. And that, I can't really speak to that because that is Shamika's baby. That is the premise behind that in the name.
So Hustle and I Reap came from where you reap what you sow. And I had a mindset that if I hustled or if I worked really, really hard to do what I wanted to do, then I could get what I want. So I basically put that to a challenge. If I hustle, would I reap the benefits of my hustle? And that's where hair came from. And I started, once I felt like I was hustling, that's when I felt like I started to reap the benefits of my hustle. So that's where Hair, Hustle, and I Reap came from. And Lauren, she felt my passion and my drive that something else needed to happen and change. I don't have any daughters. I have all sons. Lauren has a daughter. So I felt the need to kind of collaborate where we would think that things would need to change in a community. And being as though I came from the Philadelphia Housing Authority, I felt like I was like firsthand of where change could come from. So that was where I basically wanted to collab and make a hair salon to where as though we can kind of work with the community and get the community involved within the hair salon, so that it's not just a hair salon where I can close my doors and then no one else can get in except for the clients that I do. I wanted this salon to extend to the community and beyond. I wanted this salon to be something different for young girls to turn to, where they can turn to come find their confidence, and they can come talk to people that have stories just like them, or that is going through things just like them. So that's where the concept of hair came from. Then Lauren was walking down the street where she met Clinton and Cletus, and we formed the collaborative there, and Lauren's going to tell you a little bit about that.
Well, one night Cletus came into the salon with Clinton, and which I thought was a 20-minute discussion, turned into a 3-hour panel about different things. And I guess one of the thoughts, or the primary thought in the conversation was not about elevation, it was about aviation. And it kind of took or brought our hair salon to a whole new platform, based on his thoughts and his theories and everything he embodies. He sort of just blew our minds literally that night, and we were like, wow, we haven't even thought of anything like that. I mean, we did, but not on that level. It just took it to a whole nother
It's like he took what we wanted to do and like form it into our own ideas almost. Like it was like what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
It was like the whole community aspect, but he kind of like gave us a different way to think and a different way to pitch it to where as though it can connect to the audience that we wanted to connect to. So from there, I think that was about 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, and they have not left our side since. So we had a lecture a week ago, and
At the Beauty
Institute, and Cletus helped us with our lecture. And our lecture there was, the message of our lecture there was, do you want to be an elevator or do you want to be an aviator? And Lauren can kind of explain that part.
Well, it started out, we had great energy in the room. A lot of the girls were younger, but I think the way Shamika was able to sort of transform the message based on Cletus's guidance and expertise was really powerful and impactful for the girls. It became more about the confidence level and just sort of what you've been through and how you can use that to your advantage and use that to drive you. One girl was crying during the presentation or at the end, and we all were like hugging.
We had like a whole
it was
a session where though the stranger aspect, all of those girls were strangers to us when we first got in there, but they felt comfortable enough where though we're like family almost.
Yeah.
Where we weren't family, but it was like a family gesture. Like it was like we were family because we all, at the end of the day, we're humans, and we share this human entity that we all have emotions and that we all go through things and that we all feel. And sometimes we just need somebody to listen to us and not, judge us and take things into their own hands of what they think should happen, but actually just hear someone out. And I think that's what we did that day. We actually heard those girls out. They heard us, and it was a relation there that everyone is going through something, whether good or bad, whatever state they're in, they're still going through something. And that's what Cletus, he got us to realize that there's always something going on, but there's always an instance where we can kind of get out of it. If that makes sense, I don't know. It can be good. Yeah. So the TEB-IT Foundation, that's basically what it does. It gives you a higher way of thinking, a higher way to start thinking. It's not about instant gratification. It's about instant thinking and how you can think instantly to get what you want, and it may not give it to you over time, but if you start acting on the things, the thoughts that you want, then eventually you'll get there together.